say this with my whole chest. The body positivity movement was never meant to make you complacent with feeling like shit. As someone who used to weigh over 300 pounds, I can confidently tell you that we are taking body positive way too far. The point of this movement was supposed to be about portraying and accepting all bodies as beautiful and worthy, even if, especially if they're not blonde white supermodels. It was supposed to be about never equating the size of your body to your worth or your abilities. It was never supposed to be about just accepting being miserable in your body, but somehow the messaging has gone so far the other direction that wanting to change and improve your body is now seen as insecurity. I sincerely hope that people do start loving their bodies exactly as they are, but you cannot tell me that life is not harder in a bigger body. The shit that I had to deal with being over 300 pounds, you would never even consider if you lived in a smaller body. 2 years ago, I had a legit fear that if I shit my pants in public, I wouldn't be able to find clothes that fit me in the store. Sometimes when I went places, I would just stand the whole time for fear of breaking another chair. That's the kind of anxiety that just lives rent-free in your brain when you live in a bigger body, and it's totally normal for people who are big. The body positivity movement is supposed to be me wholeheartedly believing that I deserve to find clothes that fit me in the store, but I don't have to continue to live like that. And it's not fat phobic that I want to be in a smaller body. I've been working on my own fat phobia for years, and I can assure you that wanting to feel better, move easier, and live fuller all before I lost the weight did not come out of self-hate. I've lost 128 pounds and I feel better than I ever have because I loved myself enough to want to change. I tried just accepting that I was big and that was fine, but that wasn't fine for me. I was miserable. Am I wrong here, or can we be done with slapping a filter on our insecurities and calling it self-love?
The body positivity movement kept me in denial of my health issues. I'm going to start off by saying I don't believe the body positivity movement was ever meant to make anybody feel negative, but this was just based on my specific experience. But if this topic makes you uncomfortable, please keep scrolling. This content is not meant for you. 5.5 years ago, I was almost 200 pounds, and at 5'1", I was considered class 2 obese. At that point, I was also diagnosed with pre-hypertension and pre-diabetes, and I was scared. So instead of looking in the mirror in the beginning, I spent a lot of time on body positivity forum boards, specifically on Reddit and on Twitter. And basically, it was just people going back and forth about a lot of people talking about like their experiences with similar things like that as well. But a lot of like, fuck your doctor, like everybody is beautiful, whatever. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but I used that as a reason to not take my health seriously. So when I felt like shit about myself, I would go on these boards, I would read it, I would understand that other people were kind of going through the same thing, so it kept me comfortable in some kind of way. And then usually after that, I would like go get a McFlurry at McDonald's. It was like a cycle. And I just associated reading these things on Reddit, and then I would get in my car, I would go get a McFlurry, and then I would like eat my sorrows, and it just kept me further into this issue, if that makes sense. And I did this for a while, but at some point I had to realize that these people on these boards are not going to get me out of pre-diabetes and pre-hypertension. And at this point, I was only 19, and I was actually kind of scared. And then at some point, I started really getting my mindset right, and really, I took my health back. And my definition now of body positivity is loving my body so much that I'm going to take optimal care of it. You don't realize how differently your brain works and functions when you eat mostly nutritious foods and when you exercise. And it's proven over and over again in studies that working out and eating healthy foods literally make your brain literally function differently. Like your brain runs differently, you think differently, you operate differently based on what you feed yourself and based on whether you move your body or not. And what I realized about these groups is a lot of these people get together and they form a bond based on hating another group of people. And that's what I experienced as well. Like, I would go on there, I would say some shit about my doctor. They'd be like, fuck your doctor, like, you're just amazing. And I'd be like, yeah, fuck my doctor. And then people would tell stories about how, like, they have friends that were former fats, and I get those comments sometimes, like, oh, like, she's anti-fat, she's fat phobic, former fats are the worst, blah, 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 because somebody decided to, like, get their health in order and they made a lifestyle change. Like, again, I don't know. But again, this is just based on my experience. I get that not everybody has these experiences, but again, in my opinion, self-love and body positivity should be taking the best possible care of yourself purposefully, because we only have one life. And again, I know that it's not the most popular opinion, but that's my reality, and I will not change the way that I feel about that for anything.
What you've just heard are strong opinions. Real people sharing real frustrations, concerns, and experiences around the body positivity and fat acceptance movements. This movement started with an important message that the people deserve respect, dignity, and freedom from shame, regardless of body size. For many, that message has been healing and empowering. But over time, some people have begun to ask a harder question. Can a movement that was meant to promote self acceptance sometimes make it harder to talk honestly about health, accountability, and personal responsibility? Some argue that it created space for confidence and self worth. Others feel it may also encourage avoidance, denial, or silence around serious health conversations. This video isn't about mocking anyone's body, and it's not about saying people don't deserve respect. It's about exploring the tension between self acceptance and self improvement, between compassion and accountability, and between protecting feelings and protecting long term health. If you appreciate conversations that look at both sides instead of just repeating popular opinions, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments as you watch. Different perspectives are welcome here, of course. As you continue watching, pay attention to the parties in what people are saying, not just the emotions, but the concerns underneath them. What are they really afraid of losing? And what are they hoping people take more seriously? Because sometimes growth as a society means being able to hold two truths at once. People deserve respect at any size, and health is still an important conversation. Let's get into it.
I am fat. My heaviest weight was 598.2 pounds. I was pushing 600 pounds. I am down 125 pounds, but I'm still extremely morbidly obese. And this video is going to piss off a lot of fat people, and I don't care. I have seen this movement of videos on TikTok shaming, targeting, and attacking fellow large and in charge badass content creators for putting their health first. Knocking them for putting their health first. Whether that's a weight loss journey, whether that's a health journey, whether that's weight loss surgery, whatever they're doing to take care of their health, and they are being attacked for it by the fat acceptance community and the body positivity community. I am all for embracing your body. I am all for being comfortable in your skin. I am all for not being discriminated because of one size. But how many people need to die before people wake the fuck up? I am guilty of glamorizing that kind of lifestyle. I am guilty of glamorizing being nearly 600 pounds and loving my life, loving the attention, loving the money. It's fucking killing people. And now people are wanting to put their health first because they're seeing how dangerous it truly is. And you're shaming them and knocking them and telling them you're not body positivity. You're not blah, blah, blah. You gained your following for being all about plus size and loving your body. I love my body enough to save my life. I love myself enough today to do something so I can live on this earth longer. If you followed someone because they embraced their body and they embraced self-love and their size was something you could relate to, if they're on a health journey and you don't agree with it, block them so they don't appear on your For You page. But to sit here and make a video after video after video knocking these creators down for simply putting their health first is insane to me. I am a big, bad, beautiful, and I am on a weight loss and health journey. I am down 125 pounds. And I use the hashtag body positivity in every single one of my posts. I loved my body 125 pounds ago. I love my body today, and I'm going to love my body as I continue to lose weight. So I am still body positive. I am discriminated against my size on a daily basis. I am still in the fat acceptance movement. You can't tell me I'm not. You can't, like, people are dying, bro. Like, women are dying. I posted a video this morning about a friend, someone that I will consider her a friend. And I met her in the feederism community. And she passed away yesterday. I was sad when I found out, and I was sad this morning. I was lucky enough to get out. She wasn't. I glamorized that lifestyle. I made it seem like it was the way to live at nearly 600 pounds. I made that shit look good. I made that shit sound good. And I feel guilty for anyone that followed in my footsteps. I'm so grateful that I hit my rock bottom. I am so grateful that I woke up and realized what I was doing to my friends and my family. Having them worry every fucking night, is Caitlin gonna wake up in the morning? I took control back. I don't know what else I want to say on all of this. But I want it known that I am a safe space. And I have had so many people message me and tell me that they are in deep into this community, into this lifestyle. And I'm here for you. If you want out, I will help you. If you're not ready yet and you just need to vent or ask questions, I am here for you. I'm not gonna lie. I have trauma. I have PTSD. Like, that lifestyle is not glamorous. It's not. It's damaging and it's fucking fatal.
After losing 140 pounds, I have come to the realization that the body positivity movement is kind of just as toxic as like skinny talk, because we're over here promoting being huge, being obese, and I'm not talking about people that are slightly overweight or anything like that, and I'm not saying it's wrong to love your body. That is not what I'm saying at all. But praising women that are way overweight. I used to be 300 plus pounds, so I used to be one of those people. I feel like I can speak on this, okay? Praising women that are overweight, like way overweight, and saying that's healthy because you're loving your body, but shaming women that are trying to lose weight, trying to become skinny, and saying that is toxic. Being like super underweight is not good for you. That's not healthy. Being way overweight is not healthy. That's not good for you. Everybody has their own version of healthy, and healthy looks different on every single person. Like, you can't just pick a number and say like, oh, 130 pounds is healthy, because that looks different on everybody. But you can't shame people for trying to become skinny and praise people that are being obese and saying that that's healthier, because it's not.
Here's my issue with the body positivity movement. It preaches acceptance of a certain body habitus while not acknowledging the merits that a different body habitus deserves. Because if you put a certain amount of hours into something, no matter what you do deserve recognition. Wanting you to be okay with their body image, but also not allowing you to be okay or compliment someone that has worked for their body. I say being in shape is a silent flex, and I get thousands of comments saying that you're fat phobic. No, I was a competitive gymnast. I know how hard it is and how many hours it takes to get the muscles on your body. So yes, if your muscles are on display, it's a silent flex. And people are like, well, what about the people that are muscular, but you just can't see it because their genetics are blah, blah, blah. Well, that flex isn't so silent, is it? It would be a verbal flex. They would have to tell me. What is so wrong about that? You have to be okay with that. Life is tough. Grab a helmet. You have to be allowed to acknowledge things. You gotta be able to give credit where it's due. You don't go up to an Olympian and say, geez, you must be overcompensating for something. No, people are like, you work really hard for that. Congratulations, that's a huge accomplishment. People are allowed to look up to that. In earnest, I'm glad that we're moving towards body positivity. People work their asses off, not just to look in shape, but to run faster, to be stronger. Why can't you give them that? Body positivity isn't this like nice environment anymore. The pendulum has fully swung in the other direction. Like, you have to accept everybody. Don't worry, the participation trophy is alive and well. Look in the comments, you'll see. But it doesn't negate that what I said is true. Being in shape is a silent flex, meaning something that no one has to say for you to recognize. And I understand genetics and all that shit plays a role, but you want to know what? Then your flex isn't silent. If you don't have any muscles to flex, and I can't visibly see them, your flex is not silent. This is the way of the world. Like, you need to be okay with that. And when I said it's harder to get in shape than to be rich, everyone freaked out. After a certain age, if you're in shape, you are absolutely putting work into that shit. It's not an accident anymore. Sometimes people are trying to not be annoying and be like, oh yeah, like good genes, blah, blah, blah. No, you're doing something. I'm sorry. Obviously, you can get help with your genetics and, obviously financials help. But you guys can work out and have a job, too. But there's a ton of rich people that can't get in shape, despite trying very, very hard. And saying I know a bunch of broke people that are in shape, that doesn't disprove what I said, right? And that's not the way, argument strategy works. But there was a reason why I said debatably. That presumes it can be debated. And a lot of people conflated what I said to mean worship skinny people. I did not say that. I said in shape, fit, healthy. And I know y'all are going to come up with every exception to that rule. I don't care. No matter what's in that comment section, nothing takes away that it is a silent flex to be in shape. Everyone knows it, and you can't take that away from anybody. It will always exist.
You know what's crazy? I've actually found myself more insecure now than I was in middle school before the body positivity movement was mainstream, when I hated how fat I was, even though I wasn't that fat at the time. Like, I spent so much energy and time hating my body and trying to change it, and I feel even worse now that the body positivity movement is mainstream, but every body that is glorified as being attractive looks the opposite of mine. And that is just, to me, that stings even more, because before it was like, okay, yeah, you're not a part of the thing, but now they're telling you, oh no, big girls are beautiful, like, you can be beautiful, but at the same time, you're getting this messaging that nobody who actually looks like you, with your proportions, with your fat face, whatever, can be attractive. And so you just see, like, all these people who don't look like you, and then you're told that you shouldn't be insecure because they do look like you, when it's like, they don't. I look different than that. And my body is still not acceptable, and the way that my fat distributes is still not acceptable. And I don't fucking understand why people think that fat phobia is solved because this one body shape is a little bit more mainstream now. And when I was really fixated on my body, when I wanted to be skinnier, and I straight up just wanted to lose weight in middle school, what I was insecure about was that being fat meant that I was immoral and out of control and gluttonous, right? So then of course I stopped eating. But now that's not my worry. I don't think there's anything morally bad about being fat, but I think that despite my being as worthy as anyone else, I will never be attractive because my fat doesn't distribute the right way or the attractive way. And I know I need to get over that, and I'm fucking trying to get over that, but you guys still make beauty the most important thing ever. So, what are we supposed to do here? Every bit of body positivity is big girls can be beautiful too. Okay, but can big girls who look like me be beautiful? Or do they have to have an hourglass and no double chin? And what's crazy too is what I'm insecure about now, I literally cannot change. I had a double chin when I was a thin child. And I still do. That's just how my fat distributes. That's just what I fucking look like. And it's a stupid little thing. Yeah, I don't want to care about it as much as I do. But I do. Because it's everywhere. And all of society cares about it. So.
I know a lot of fat people with a bunch of excuses and a lack of discipline hate to see me coming. There is nothing more than an extreme big back hates more. Literally, the number one thing that an extreme big back hates to see is to see another person become skinny or lose the weight, to see a previously fat person lose the weight, because we are an exact example. We're the definition of actually locking in and following through with the calorie deficit and the nutrition to actually lose the weight. I used to be 220 pounds. I have ADHD. I have PCOS. I have a bunch of excuses, but I still lost the weight. I still lost the weight because I ate less and I moved more. I put the fork down. I had so many odds stacked against me. Literally, so many. But I just freaking did it, right? There's no like this extreme thing that you have. Eat less, move more. I stuck to a diet. I stuck to a workout routine, and I stuck to my daily 10,000 steps. There is no excuses. There is no reason as to why nobody can't be living a healthier lifestyle. You need to stop lying to yourself. The body positivity, that's why a lot of my videos, like, you guys are gonna see me get shadow banned. You guys are gonna see me get canceled for just telling the truth as it is, right? The body positivity, unfortunately, only exists for fat people, right? It only exists for unhealthy people, right? We see this Lizzo as a prime example. She lost the weight. Adele lost the weight. People are mad. How are you going to be mad? Somebody lost weight by eating healthy and wanting to live a healthier lifestyle. It's so backwards. And once people start to realize the truth, it's game over, right? The fitness industry, the health industry, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? People just want your money, right? If I was a horrible person and if I truly just care about money, I would be telling you all the lies. I know I would have gotten to 1 million followers in less than a month. Literally, I know what to say. Like, oh my God, like, you're perfect just the way you are, but, like, here's $1,000, course that you can buy to help you. It's just bullshit, right? People are just trying to sell you things. Wake up, stay healthy, stay fit.
You can accept fat, but fat will never accept you. Because fat is an inanimate object with no feelings. So you can get up on here and get your microphones and talk about fat acceptance. I love fat. Let's all get fat together and eat some Twinkies. But fat will do what fat does. And what fat does is eventually it gets bored and it starts to wrap around your organs. And then it slowly chokes you out. So slow that oftentimes it escapes blame. Fat would be the most successful serial killer if fat was a human. Think of it like this. That's like me saying, I accept sharks, so I'm going to swim with sharks. Or I accept alligators, so let me invite an alligator inside of my house. Maybe if I feed the alligator for a while, the alligator will leave me alone. But sooner or later, I will have to meet my fate and get eaten by a reptilian creature in the middle of the night. But I'm an alligator acceptance advocate. Why would the alligator eat me? Because the alligator doesn't give a.
As we've heard throughout this video, this conversation is more layered than it first appears. On one side, body positivity and fat acceptance have helped many people heal from shame, bullying, and years of feeling unworthy because of their size. That impact is real and still matters. On the other side, some people worry that in trying to protect self esteem, we may have made it harder to talk honestly about health, personal responsibility, and long term consequences. Both of these perspectives come from real experiences. Both of them are rooted in something people care deeply about: dignity, safety, quality of life, and well being. The challenge is learning how to hold empathy and accountability at the same time, respecting people as they are while still being able to have honest, informed conversations about health without cruelty, shame, or denial. If this video made you think, question something, or see a perspective you hadn't considered before, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Conversations like this are complex, and your voice adds to the discussion. At the end of the day, this isn't about telling people how to look. It's about understanding how culture, messaging, and personal choices all influence the way we live in our bodies. Thanks for watching.